Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ozone. I'm Oscar Alonso. Welcome to the Ozone version 2. See, it's not very often I have a chance to actually introduce my guests. You normally know who they are by the title of the video, which is basically self-explanatory. But see, of all the people I interviewed, from Obscurus Lupa, Apollo Z Hack, to even the very well-witty Razor Fist that came out wrong, whatever. A lot of those guys are basically known for doing one thing. They're all reviewers. And then what I have on the show with me today is just an individual. He's more than just a quote unquote YouTube personality. He really is someone that I believe is a entertainer. He does dramatic readings. He does, actual audio excerpts from books like Bram Stoker's Dracula, to The Terrible Old Man, to his most recent, upload was a reading of a terrible fanfic. He's also been known for doing amazing voice work and having very good range, from doing his most notable, what I think it's unfortunate he's most known for doing is the Mark Hamill doing the Joker impression. Whereas a lot of people don't know he also does an amazing, Stephen Bloom Wolverine, to, his own version of Deadpool. I like to think sounds a little bit like Nolan North, to, Doctor Doom, to Magneto. And also, I believe he's also working on a series called Z-Boy, which is, set to debut pretty soon. Again, a regular type of voice there, nothing too comic bookish where people can basically associate it with. Please welcome for the first time in the Ozone. Actually, it's about time he appeared on the Ozone. Lord JAZOR, how are you today, sir?
I am well. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. And on this beautiful, beautiful rainy day here in Florida, how are things up there by you in Chicago? Is that where you're staying at?
Well, I do live in Chicago, but right now I'm in Indiana, where I'm staying around here with my parents for a while. They needed some help around the house, so I was helping out with that. And right now, like, send some of that rain over here because, God damn it, we have we're in a drought right now. We have a water ban going on. You can't, like, spray your lawn or anything, so the whole place looks like a fucking wasteland. It's ridiculous out here. We need to push some rain over here. Kick a cloud.
Yeah, I'd love to do that if I could, but alas, I'm not Thor.
Why not?
It's, the weather here is freakish, I swear. One day it'll be like 102 heat index, and the next day it's like 76 with like heavy rainfall. Causing certain people's car to break down and almost fly into a ditch, but that's neither here nor there. So, JAZOR, thank you so much for taking the time to appear on the show. One thing I want to make perfectly clear to a lot of you guys listening, if you know Lord JAZOR, odds are you know him from his, Mark Hamill doing the Joker impression. Something I've said already before, but I take that from my good friend mgalusic, who makes a very valid point. It's not just a Joker from Batman the Animated Series impression, it's a Mark Hamill doing the Joker for Batman the Animated Series, it's very unique in its own right. He maintains his range to a T. You barely hear him break, and his regular voice comes out like certain people that are hosting this show. Still that. But you're also known for so many other things. I think the first question I want to ask is, what got you into voice acting the first time? What was the first impression you ever did, and you were like, you know what, I'm going to the internet with this?
You know, funnily enough, the first thing that I did do video-wise was indeed the Joker. And it was because I'd been trying it out for a few years prior to, because of course, you know, I grew up with Batman the Animated Series because, you know, the 90s and all that. And so I was always a huge fan of that, always a huge fan of the Joker, from the comics to, you know, the animated series and all that. So I had been trying to work on that impression. And of course, when I was a really little kid, you know, you're trying to do different voices, and to you they sound good, and your family's like, yay, very good, or whatever. And, you know, so that's, you know, useless encouragement, because I'm sure I didn't sound like anything I was trying to sound like at the time. But, and then, yeah, so around, I don't know, sometime in high school, I started, doing the Joker for people on, what was it? It wasn't Voice Acting Alliance, but it was a website similar to that. The title escapes me. And so I started doing that just for a few people, and then eventually I was like, hey, I should start making this into, you know, do a YouTube thing or something, because someone had suggested it. So actually my first thing that I did put up on YouTube was indeed the Joker for a few videos. And at that time, The Dark Knight had come out, so I was doing some of the Heath Ledger lines as the Mark Hamill Joker. And that's where the fan base, I guess, came from originally, I think.
Well, I mean, it's just weird to me because out of everyone on YouTube that does that, everyone that does that specific voice, the first thing they do is they do that line from the Mask of the Phantasm movie where the Joker meets Carl the Weasel Valestra.
Mm-hmm.
They all start with that one line, and then here's your stuff, and you're taking lines from, of course, The Dark Knight, and you're just doing it in the Joker voice. It's so much different than another somewhat decent impersonator on YouTube I will not name, who basically would just sit there and take work that was written by other people and just go with the flow on there. But his range was really limited. How hard would you say it is for you to basically get that voice down? Like, did you feel like, does your throat hurt after a while for doing it, or?
Well, it used to. Now, not so much anymore. It used to actually, give me some considerable. My throat would be rather scratchy for a few days after I did one of those videos, which is why, if memory serves, they're put up a few days apart. Because I would actually have to take time to sit down and be like, but now not so much. If for what limited Joker I do anymore. It really doesn't bother me as much. Two-Face would kind of. I haven't done that in a while. That might still hurt my throat. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like a real gravelly voice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know also you guest starred in a episode of the Deadpool live action series that mgalusic did, playing the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And you wore that amazing face makeup. And I'm not gonna lie, I wondered how that was gonna work out because, you had this facial hair that you apparently refused to shave.
I refuse.
So it reminds me so much of Cesar Romero.
I was gonna say, I'm Cesar Romero, guys.
From the old 60s Batman show where he just outright refused to shave his mustache. So in the series, you could see the white makeup caked on like it's no one's business above the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like wondering, how did you get that prosthetic done?
The prosthetic I actually brought myself because I had it for a while. I actually forget where I got it. But, I had it for a while and I hadn't had any use for it. And then eventually when the show came around, I was like, well, I've got this, would that help? And we decided to put it on, and good God, that was hard it was close to impossible to act through that thing, because I think the makeup artist female who put it on my face is familiar with, makeup, but I don't think that she quite knew all about prosthetics, because, she glued it on and everything, and it stayed on the car ride. But then when we got to the shooting location, it started to kind of come off, and I was like, oh, shit. So, I felt like I couldn't fully act through it, because if I would open my mouth too wide, I could feel it coming off on my lip, and I could feel it, coming, it was, and actually the prosthetic has, no nose, so you're supposed to, glue it on, and then your own nose is there. But in order to blend it better, she wet pieces of toilet paper and basically put that over my nose and then painted over that. So it was all this huge, ridiculous thing. And, I was quite sour a lot of the time. And when I wasn't, in the scene at the moment or waiting for them to wrap or whatever, I was just outside chain smoking like you wouldn't believe, like you read about, because I was just so not having it. And I was in this big coat and, it was very warm, and it was dreadful. And I couldn't sweat because it was all just soaking into the prosthetic like a sponge. So yeah, it was pretty rough. First world problems.
Okay, so I think a lot of people also have seen your work with one. I'm really sure I'm saying your name wrong, dude. If I do, get mad. I'm in puta. I'm Spanish too, bro. We'll get at it. I don't care. Leak777.
Yes.
Am I saying him right?
Yes.
How did you come across him and his projects with the Young Justice Abridged?
Well, at the time, it's coming up on, I think, 2 years that I've been working with him. It's I make it sound like I'm shuddering or something. Oh God, 2 years. Ugh. No, but he, I think it's one of the first things he did, but it may be one of the very early work of his was Batman the Abridged series, so Batman Abridged, and right. He was doing that in a few episodes. Looking back, his comedic writing has improved a lot, but I came across it because he was looking for someone to voice Two-Face. The Joker was already taken, and so I was like,
right.
Okay. I was like, oh, someone wants me to do Two-Face. Okay, cool. Someone wanted me to do Two-Face, and by then I think I had done the Dark Victory dub with Two-Face and the Calendar Man. So I think that's how I found that. And yeah, then, so I said, yeah, we'll do that. And what he was doing, which looking back doesn't make sense. And I think I just at the time, since it was, one of my, first consistent gigs, I decided not to, question him about it. But the idea was that like when he's Harvey Dent or when he's just Two-Face in general, he's not like freaking out. He sounds like Two-Face. But
Right.
when he, is like, freaking out and being, evil and shit, he sounds like Christopher Walken. So, yeah, it's kind of a funny idea, but ultimately, but that was early writing. So, and then after that, let me see, after that kind of stopped after a while, we had, Wolverine and the X-Men abridged.
Right.
Where I did, Wolverine, Magneto, and Deadpool.
Now that's the first time I've seen you, play Wolverine. I came across that video, I don't know, I forgot how, but it was, you were playing Wolverine. And somebody was doing a Cat Williamson impression as
yeah, he was doing that. Yeah, Cat Williams is Nick Fury. Yeah,
and that was actually, I found that to be pretty entertaining. I'm not a big Cat Williams fan. He's that type of comedian where if I hear his voice, I want to throw him in front of oncoming traffic.
Right.
But that actually had me amused. I actually really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you could tell because I remembered it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
As far as other projects you've endeavored with, I want to know more about Z-Boy because I've only seen like kind of teasers and
the project's been up for a while.
It has been up.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna shoot you a link to that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to send it to everyone else to see in the descriptions because I've seen. Is this full animation or is this more like kind of like my stuff on a Mumble with Kang? It's one frame for dialogue and then another frame for the other.
Oh no, it's full on animation.
Full on animation.
Yeah. The idea is that it's gonna pitch a show. To do the show like properly, on television for, whatever. Like it's got kind of a more so in like I don't know, it has almost like an Invader Zim kind of feel to it.
Right.
Yeah, just because, it's like such a kooky situation. But yeah, it's out and I'll shoot you a link to it if you want and
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and then I'll feed that over to the people once this gets uploaded and we'll have to edit that whole part out, but but other than that, what about your Lord JAZOR sings? What prompted you to go ahead and start making videos like those?
Oh, because my girlfriend at the time was like, you sing well, you should do singing stuff, and I was like, okay. I just kind of I'm more of a crooner than I am a belter, so I don't really like sing a lot of loud stuff. I sing kind of like lounge music kind of things.
Right.
So that, I just thought that it'd be, I used to be musically inclined back in the day. I played the violin for 8 years. I dropped that for the saxophone for another few years. Stuff like that. Taught myself piano. Yeah. So, I'd been doing a music thing for a while and, I was in like a choir way back in the day, but that was when I was a really little kid. So that doesn't matter. I didn't continue that or anything, so
right.
I couldn't even tell you except, goofy jokes about the music teacher.
But didn't you also do a Jeremy Irons? Am I saying his name wrong? Oh God, forget me.
No, you're not. Jeremy Irons,
the Scar.
Be prepared, yes.
Didn't you do that? Because I tried to find that video and all I got is an April Fool's.
Well, no, I did it should still be up there. It was a test video. I did a really short test video. Right. And then, but everyone kept, being like, because everyone's so, like this film is perfection. This film is this and this and this. And granted, it didn't sound 100% like Jeremy Irons, but the reason I did it was not to sound exactly like Jeremy Irons, but to, like just do it in that same vein of, like the low growly, thing. Right. And, so eventually I just got fed up with it and people were like, are you going to do the rest of it? And I was like, no. And then when April Fool's Day rolled around, I was like, I know what I can do. These fuckers. So that's why I put up the April Fool's one.
Okay, next question would have to be regarding these fuckers. Nastiest comment or private message you've ever received?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. Well, I've been told how to do my job a lot. I've been getting
that recently.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I've been told how to do my job. I've been told, like, people will come up and be like, now, I don't know if you know this, but when you're turning script pages, I'm like, my script's on my computer. I don't turn any pages, dude, but thank you. I know. So those always bug me. But some guy more recently was actually spending, let me look for him. I will read them to you verbatim. because it was just some guy coming on my videos and just shitting on him for, as far as I know, no reason. I'd never heard of this person before. Like on the Young Justice Joker video that I redubbed and did it in Mark Hamill style because Brent Spiner was terrible. Right. Yeah, someone, where is he? Where'd he go? Oh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have an exclusive right here, a very live.
It's very live.
Reading with Lord JAZOR reading off comments made by a impish troll.
This is the livest thing ever. It's so live, you wouldn't even believe it. It's ridiculous. Oh, come on. Where'd it go? It was something amazing here. Oh, well, first I'll tell you this other one made by a guy named the JMB Chief. He basically, I had to click on the show because it said this comment has received too many negative votes. It said, I can do the Mark Hamill Joker exact. I should upload it. But you did all right. But you sound more like Frieza.
From Dragon Ball Z.
Apparently. Which I would say I do not. Oh, and I found the other one. Well, okay, with this video, it shows footage of, like the Joker, and then it shows a panning shot while he's still talking of the young members of Young Justice.
Right.
And stuff like that. And, someone, commented, that, oh man, it was so ridiculous, because I had to flip the footage to, keep copyright away.
Right,
so I flipped the footage. And the first comment he left was, "You flipped the footage, you moron." And I said, yeah, that's, it was to avoid copyright. And then he goes, "I just adore Bizarro Superboy on Young Justice. You flipped Superboy's logo, turning him into a freaking villain." And I was like, as I said before, this was to avoid copyright issues. He is still Superboy because Bizarro is just a little bit more than a flipped logo on the chest. So, I don't know. And this guy just proceeded to do this. His name's Geekality. Geektality, rather. And he or she, I honestly don't know, proceeded to,
we should have treated it as it.
Creature. Yeah, and it's funny because, this person just uploads, Nostalgia Critics videos and shit.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Don't get me started on that shit.
Right. So yeah, he is probably my current least favorite person in the world.
Now, I am really fighting the urge to just pull this up, but basically my reply to him in a private message was, it'll be a cold day in hell with someone who basically focuses all their talent on go animate and has the balls to go look at my stuff and tell me you could do a better job. I've looked at your work. It sucks. Go animate. Really? What are you, 6? Move on and just live your fucking life, dude, because frankly, no one cares about what you have to say. And he never wrote me back.
You made him cry, Oscar.
I hope I did, right there in the basement of his mom's house as he sits there, 300 plus pounds at 5'2", as he sits there, and the only way he could wipe his tears of shame away is with picking up his fucking 10-pound man titty from his chest.
Going there.
I was
gonna say it.
10-pound man titties as he wipes the grease/tears off his face and goes, "I need another Twinkie," and then calls it a fucking night.
But at least I'm Megatron.
I could do Megatron. I'm Megatron. Wait, I need more donuts. Yeah, because it's probably like a real life Eric Cartman. Racist and freaking Oedipus complex, the whole 9.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, moving on. Tell me how, cause you've done a few videos and we're going back on League 777. How is it you learned that you both lived in the same area? Did you know each other before then, or did he drop it down and was like, "Oh, you live in Chicago? I do too."
Oh, you might want to cut that out. He lives in Boston.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, he comes out to fly? Oh shit.
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll clip that out.
Yeah.
In the third part, yeah. Clip that out. Yeah, so I heard you killed League 777. How'd you dispose of the body? Go. No. Do you, alright, but back to the regular questions. Do you watch regular TV? You have a favorite TV show you enjoy in your spare time?
Honestly, I don't, in Chicago, I don't even own a television. So I just watch DVDs on my computer or something. I brought all my DVDs over. I check out Hulu if there's something I want to look at. I got really into, Boardwalk Empire and watched all of that. That's a fucking golden show.
I've got hooked on Breaking Bad recently.
Breaking Bad is good.
Yeah,
well, that
real good
you know what I mean? The title of the show being Breaking Bad. It is good. Yes.
Also, another thing some of you guys don't know about, I'm not sure if you guys are still doing it. I haven't seen any more updates on neither one of your Facebooks. What happened with the Jakeson podcast?
Well, life happened with the Jakeson podcast. We kind of have just been, crazy busy this summer, Jake especially. Cause since I'm here, helping my parents out with the yard, they have a huge ass yard, so I'm trying to, tend to it. And with no rain, there's a lot to tend to. So, I'm busy all hours of the day doing that. And Jake is also busy doing his thing. So, we haven't properly podcasted in what feels like quite a long time. And I keep telling him we need to get back to that. So hopefully sometime soon, and we would have many more episodes up, but every single one we bring a guest into technically malfunctions. Something happens, someone's off mic or their audio fritzes out or some technical problems happen. So we would have at least 5 more episodes out already, over the course of time, had the technical problems not happened. So we're pretty pissed about that. But yeah, we're hoping to get back into it as many times as we keep saying, we're going to do this monthly or whatever. It's nah.
Here's a fun note you guys don't know. The first time the two of them ever worked on something together was in one of my videos.
That's right. That was one of
yours. It's a parody I did of the that guy with the glasses style reviews for Deathmate Red, where I had what was the name of Jake's character? I forget. Ed Burns, and of course I had Lord Rothchild make an appearance, which he's the next question. Brace yourself for that. So I guess the Rothchild question will wait. I guess what some people want to know is how did you two end up start working together so much?
Jake and I, you mean Jake and I or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jake and I, I'm trying to remember how that happened because apparently he had seen my videos, my Joker stuff a while ago, and he was like, I hate that bastard. He's good at his stuff. Words from his own mouth. I'm not adding this in for my own promotion. So he didn't like me for a while. Then he was like, well, I'm going to talk to him. So we started talking together and figured all this shit out and started, and then eventually over time, after just, talking a few times on Skype, we were just like, we should have a podcast because every time we talk, we're drinking, and then eventually things get funny. So we should have a podcast where we do that. And then we started doing the podcast, and since then we've had a few thingies here and there, and yeah, it's good times. I always enjoy doing the Jakeson podcast. It's fun.
Who was your favorite guest you've ever had on a podcast, regardless of malfunction or not?
Let's see. Favorite guest. Well, they were mainly people that we knew. One of them was a YouTuber named Geekdress Galore. One of them was two mutual friends of ours, Alice Malice and Demos Mask. And then the more recent one was Silver, because she was in Chicago with me, this last time, and we recorded a podcast there. So, do I have a favorite? Since all of the podcasts ended up technically malfunctioning, I honestly I don't have a favorite out of the ones that have fucked up, because every time I think about the fact that they fucked up, I'm like, oh, but there was good content in there. Oh, fuck. So I honestly don't think I have a favorite guest we've got on.
Clearly you're missing a name on that list. That's all I'm saying. That's your hint.
Really? What's his name? Does it start with an O and then a skr?
Yes.
You are on the podcast, son?
Look deep into my eyes. But, and yeah, in case you guys are wondering, this is the same guy who voiced Rothchild for the first, episode of the short-lived series, Gasman Strikes. What started off as a joke, I tried to take off, but, sadly I ended up ending it because it just got old to me, making them. I was gonna make with a very promising internet reviewer, and then I remember I told you about it, and then you and I basically came to an agreement that, I should probably stop it before it gets old. Mm-hmm. Which I think is still a good decision.
Yeah.
But what gave birth to Rothchild, since I'm so awesome at segueing? What gave birth to Rothchild? He's one of, I have to say, out of all the personalities you have, he's either, besides the Joker, he has to be the most popular personality you have.
I think that's true. Although Dr. Doom is climbing up there. But let's see.
You made your own suit of armor, apparently.
That's what I do. Rothchild came about, I hadn't gone to college yet. I was still off, doing custodial work. And my friend and I, my friend Chris, who plays Cornelius Crookington in Your Daily Dose of Posh,
Yes.
the other character, we were just, we'd always had a fondness for like Victorian suchery and, like Monty Python's Flying Circus and, things like that. And British, lots of things. So then eventually we just like started texting poshly back and forth at one point while I was working because I was bored. And, then eventually I was like, I looked back at all of our texts and I was like, this is funny. This is delightful. We need to figure out like, characters for this and stuff. So we figured all that out. We figured out the characters and stuff. And then we kind of, that was basically, the script for the first episode. It was just all us texting a conversation back and forth. It was totally improv. I mean, we didn't, like sit there and go, now what's funny? And that was the first episode of Your Daily Dose of Posh. And, so that's where, Brigadier Sir Reginald Montgomery Rothchild the 16th.
See, I was about to say, how do you say his name? Because all I remember is Brigadier Montgomery and Rothchild.
Yeah, that's why I usually just stick with Rothchild. Because while I do know his full name, it's just easier to say.
Yeah,
but we gave them all ridiculous names. I mean, there's, another character we intended to introduce if we pick the series up again, which I'd like to. The other character was something like, Lord something, Bunsworth, Higginson, Carlisle. I mean, like, just ridiculous names all strung together so that it's a huge, ridiculous mouthful.
I am not going to lie to you, because I'm a self-plugging, egotistical psychopath. I actually at one point toyed with the notion of creating a character, but I don't have anywhere near the remotely classy backdrops for any of these episodes. I wanted to make my own version of Sir Reginald Bartholomew Winthrop the 16th.
Ah.
And because I have like this oversized suit, some of you guys know, some of you don't. I used to weigh like over 400 pounds back in the day.
Wow.
So when I wear the suit now, it looks like it is much too big.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I look like some broke down would-be wannabe, like, British pompous bastard, like he's got nothing, but he swears he still has it all. At any moment, he can take it back. And I'm like, and I just started talking like this the whole time at the house. And indeed, yes, quite sir. So I was like, man, I'd love to do an episode and set it up as a response. But then, when it comes to actually having to film myself or photos of myself, I'm just lazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always toyed with that notion because, I just figure I'd throw in my 2 cents about that. I wanted to talk about it.
Because you want to talk about your shit.
My shit. But, out of all the people you've met on YouTube, whose stuff has basically evolved? Out of all the people you've been involved with, you've worked on projects with, who's changed the most have you seen? Or who have you noticed has changed quite a bit?
Let's see. Well, are you trying to make me say you?
Yes.
Yes. I knew it. No, your stuff is definitely, I mean, I'm digging the animation stuff that's going on here, and with the transforming robots there, and sometimes they're a car, sometimes they're a walking thing, and sometimes it's crazy.
I gotta tell these people, all right. I actually sent JAZOR a link to one of my episodes of Transformers Peace Time, and he gave me critique on it. But instead of being an overzealous, egotistical prick, he actually was a friend and gave me some honest criticism, which I took to heart. And then it's stuff like that. It's a big reason why I wanted you on here. It's because when people do honest critique like that and they're not really being a dick on purpose, they're just letting you know, like, hey, because basically your comment was, the animation's great, but your writing's still a little lacking.
Mm.
Like normally the old me would be like, well, fuck you. Do what you're doing, you son of a bitch. But in all honesty, I know that.
You can't even do Megatron, can you? Oh, the fuck you, Oscar.
Oh, the fucker. No, but in all honesty, I'm always the first to admit I'm no freaking Hemingway. I can't sit there, and my stronger points is writing something fun. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm trying to move a story along, like doing in that series, it's a little challenging for me. So when I get honest critique like that from you, it's like, well, thank God he said something. Because everyone else the only thing I hear from everyone else in the comments is, it's better than the Bay movies. It's like, dude, Skinamax is better than the Bay movies.
Right.
Those have better plot threads and better acting in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
They throw in the occasional fat person in their reality. I'm like, Michael Bay, everyone's a fucking cover model, so But anyway, honestly though, besides me, who else's stuff has evolved to where?
Well, definitely, Lake 777 stuff has evolved. I mean, like, if you watch an episode of, I'm not trying to shit on his work, but, if you watch an episode of Batman Abridged and then watch, the first episode of Young Justice Abridged, which we're actually in the process of making a website for because YouTube keeps taking down the videos. So we're making a whole website for it. So they'll all be on there and everything. So, check them out there. But anyway, I think his writing has evolved a lot. Like he has a better understanding of like, story and character and how things, should, and certainly what's funny. So, I'd say you two honestly are probably the ones that, cause like your animation as opposed to what it used to be is much more impressive.
You mean my slideshow with voiceover work?
Yep, slideshow, the old black and white slideshow.
I look at it and say, what? I had some balls on me to go ahead and whip out a Sharpie and draw something up and go,
Complete.
Wonderful. I had balls thinking that. And it's like, I'm going to tell you this right now. It took Nate from Deadpool and Friends the better part of 2 years to get me to buy Anime Studio to work on it.
I just picture him like nudging you every other day and going,
dude, try phone calls. That's all. An occasional text message like, oh, hey, bro, what's going on? Hey, did you buy Anime Studio? I was like, no, I don't want to. I like the way I do things. He's like, dude, it would be so much better. And then, he told me he'd teach me. He did. And now it's like, I won't do it any other way. And now, one thing I really need to ask a lot of people that know you for this also want to know is your cosplay costumes. You're not just thankfully you're not some overweight basement dwelling mouth breather that dresses up in something tight and go, I'm the Dark Knight.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
I am pickle. Everyone knows, I know you better for your cosplay photos as Dr. Doom and Magneto. See a girl and, they don't see a girl in cosplay and they go, oh, I'd love to tag that. They talk about cosplayers in general. I always have to bring up two names out of my mouth, and they are yourself. And actually, with all due respect, the first one out of my mouth is Mike Galusic, and then there's you. Because you guys actually put effort into your stuff. Although I argue with Galusic about his Doctor Who costume. Because, dude, you're just wearing a suit with, Chuck Taylors.
You're not helping the fandom.
It's like, what the hell?
Shave off your eyebrows at least if you're going to be Matt Smith. Come on.
Extend your forehead. Prosthetics, oh boy.
Extend your forehead.
You must look like an unevolved ape that's learned to speak. No, but in all honesty, how much effort did you put into your you and I spoke about your Magneto helmet. How about the Doctor Doom? How much of a pain was it to get that helmet looking like that, or did you have a friend to help you out? And
I actually, I did have a friend. It was not all made by me. I had my buddy Steven, Kit Quinn's boyfriend, Steven. He does prop work and, makes stuff. I mean, have you seen his Heimdall or anything?
No, I have not.
Oh, dude. Oh, shit. Incredible. Amazing. He did for somebody, the Heimdall, Thor movie version of Heimdall. It's incredible. But yeah, he did the mask for me. So he had to get Silver helped me do a cast of my face, and then we, gave that to him, and he built the mask around my face and stuff. And I was very specific with this version because, I don't like when Doom has jowls. I think it makes him look too much like a bulldog. And so I went with the one design that I found, where, it's just like a mouth on, a plate of metal. So it was kind of a little bit, I liked it more than the jowls. So he made that up and it looked amazing. And then I was like, I had done this design for Dr. Doom because while I like Dr. Doom a lot, I'm not a fan of the miniskirt look. So I drew up a version of Dr. Doom where he had a hooded Inverness coat, like a Victorian, with the little capelet on it. So he had a hooded Inverness coat, and the front of it had the buttons down either sides. So it was a bib front. So it had a military look to it as well. And then, I was like, hey, well, what if they have Latvian patches, emblems on the collar? And so those were put on the collar. And actually, my friend Alex put that on there. She does prop work. You can find her stuff at Peachy Kiki on Facebook. I'm trying to plug them now. You can find Steven's stuff at Solo Roboto Industries on Facebook. But yeah, so she did the coat for me. And then, based on my design, so that ended up working out really, really well and looking really cool. And I, spent my time making, I made the belt for Doom because I do leather work. I made the belt for Doom. I had a holster, the Luger holster. So I put that on the belt, and then I made the gauntlets, which were a bitch because I got really tough leather and it was really hard to bend it while I was trying to fucking work on it and insert buckles onto it and shit. It was really, I got slapped in the face a few times because I'm trying to look at it. Ridiculous. But anyway, so that all got done, and then when the whole thing came together, I think it turned out all right, actually, long story short.
No, it looks, your Doctor Doom outfit looks amazing. The Magneto helmet, of course, you've heard my opinion of it. I want it. Just so, like, you know, it's not like you're one of those fortunate people that can wake up in the morning and go, I need some coffee with my cigarettes. Hold on. Can't go outside and smoke yet. I forgot my Magneto.
I forgot my Magneto helmet.
Walk outside your balcony and smoke a cigarette wearing a Magneto helmet. So, you know.
You know, funnily enough, that's actually something I'm doing for, a con coming up. I don't care if anyone else uses the idea too. They're welcome to. But I'm doing Morning Doom because I found this green hooded bathrobe, and I was like, oh shit, oh this is gonna be great. And so I'm gonna like have the mask on and like a t-shirt under the robe, and then I'm like gonna have my gauntlets and stuff, and then metal like slippers that look like they have metal plating on them.
Mapping out. There we go. It's recording now. I've been mapping out which parts to cut out, you know, and then I stopped and I hit record again, so.
Oh, you great badass. Look at you.
I'm prepared, brother. When I do these, I come prepared.
Meticulous.
Yep, there you go. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 segments with Jason Marchona, and yep, durations from 10 seconds to 8 minutes, 14, 18, 14, 1. Yeah, we're good, man. Don't even worry about it.
Sweet.
It's not gonna be like, I'm the guy, Pep of the Frapped. It's just, I have to make sure I have no other programs running. If not, you end up stuttering like a bad rap record. So, we're recording. We're gonna record in 3, 2, 1, and so, Jason, see, I fucked up right there. I was doing good.
You were doing so well.
Damn it. Okay. So, Lord JAZOR, in closing, is there anyone else you want to promote? You guys make sure to check out Lord JAZOR's channel. There's got to be a link in the description on the bottom. Also, be sure to check out the Jason podcast. You guys have a Facebook page for that yet, or no?
The Jason podcast, yes, we do. We do have a Facebook page for that. We update it when we feel like it.
Be sure to check it out. You can check their prior posts. You can hear their prior episodes, at least until they get up and running again. Or at least Jake from fsound Studios loses his job and becomes unemployed. Also, be sure to check out, who do you want to pimp out? Of course, Leak 777.
Yep. Well, check out also his, DC Abridged Universe, page. It should be all that. Or just, it's not, look up Young Justice Abridged or YJ Abridged because Young Justice Abridged started getting flagged too much. So yeah, YJ Abridged, check him out. Definitely, you know, I know you said it, but I really got to emphasize because I keep meaning to do this, like make a proper promotion for him. But really check out Jake from fsound Studios. Look up fsound Studios on YouTube. Check him out. He's British. He's automatically funny because of that. There's funny dialect. He's hysterical. So check out his stuff.
He is quite the, I have to agree with you on that. He's actually I believe he's quite the entertainer. Quite the entertainer. He had a show called Elements of Disaster he was doing for a while. That's how I heard of him first. He was doing comic book reviews, and I love someone who reviews something they know nothing about. But still somehow manages to sit there and make you go, hey, you're right. This guy doesn't know shit about the Incredible Hulk, but man, that comic fucking blows. But honestly, check him out at fsound Studios, as well as he also has an fsound Studios vlog channel, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Sure, also link in the description below. Jason, we're going to do a little segment I called Today I Learned. And this is a new thing to the Ozone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to be spilling 3 random facts to my guest, and we're going to gauge his reactions. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Fact number 1. Today I learned that Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir... fuck you. God damn it. All right, we're going to do another one. This is retake. My bad. Today I learned that needing to pee improves impulse control.
Really?
Yes.
That's fascinating, actually.
Indeed. Very much so. There we go. I got it now. Today I learned Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen did not know how to play chess until they both filmed the movie X-Men.
That's funny. Because they're, A, they're British, B, they're knighted. You'd figure they'd know how to play chess.
And they're not bad actors either.
No.
Like, you know, that'd be like part of their training in like whatever school they went to. And
Right?
it's like,
It's like you went to school in England. How can you not know how to play chess?
ain't that shit like a coffee break over in that country?
Right?
Anyway.
Come on. Tea time? Anything?
I'm so ignorant. Today I learned rap star Busta Rhymes was in the Rugrats feature film. You know what? I don't think I care about that, and I don't think you do either.
But what the fuck?
Here we go. Today I learned that actor I'm sorry, let me say that again. Today I learned that British actor Daniel Craig was homeless while he was struggling as an actor.
Oh, that sounds about right. If he's an actor, he's probably gonna be homeless for a while.
He's also gone on record for basically making public his distaste for the Kardashians. And for that, I applaud.
Excellent.
By basically saying, good Lord, why do people love them so much? They have no fucking talent. They're just tits with a mouth. I adore this man.
I was gonna say, suddenly I'm all about seeing Skyfall.
In theater soon. One more for the road, and then we're going to go ahead and call this a day. Today I learned that over 40 pigs were used in the making of the film Babe because the piglets kept outgrowing their production.
Holy shit, how long did they spend filming that?
I have no clue. I can't help but think they probably fed them like no one's business in between shots.
It's true. They went back to their trailer. Just pigged out. Huh?
Yeah! Oh, that was a horrible Who impression.
Well, you know.
Also, I gotta ask you this. What on earth possessed you to do that Doctor Who clip with the dialect voice? Where Doctor Who, or as I call him, Destro, my favorite doctor, was basically like, he didn't have any regular dialogue. It was just,
It actually happened on accident. It's called, you guys can look it up. It's called The Doctor is Dumb. And it actually happened because, I just like doing, the Dalek voice because it's fun. I actually have a much better filter for it now. So I plan on doing more Dalek stuff, but I just wanted to do that scene. And I tried sounding like Chris Eccleston, but I couldn't. So eventually I was like, fuck this shit. And I was like, well, screw it. I decide, well, maybe he's an idiot in this scene, so we'll just do it this way. So I decided to make him talk like, oh, hey, Rose, how you doing? And someone actually got offended. They, cause I posted it on like, a Doctor Who fan page on Facebook and some,
there you go.
And some, a few people really liked it cause, they just saw the humor in it and whatever. But one person was like,
he's a great actor.
One person, yeah. And one person was really like, are you making fun of the deaf with this? And I was like, what?
I would have told him, no, you are, because you brought it up.
I was going to say, it's like, really, you're seeing it that way. I didn't even look at it like that. No, I am not making fun of the deaf. I guess maybe he kind of sounds like Helen Keller portrayals, but no, it was
really making fun of the deaf. You would have shown it to a deaf person and, oh, wait.
And been like, listen to...
Oh, I'm horrible. I just made a handicap.
She doesn't like you. Coming after me. Come after this guy. Look at him. What's he doing?
Oh, yeah. I did enjoy it, though. It made me laugh. It made me laugh insanely hard. Not to mention the fact that when it comes to my choice in comedy, I am very picky, and that was immensely amusing. Not to mention the fact that it's a running gag at my job now. So whenever someone's asked to do something they really don't want to do, they just go, what? And, on Saturday, because I'm on vacation, you guys, while I'm recording this, my last day of work before vacation, every elderly individual that came out to say hello to me while I was working, they're like, oh, hello there, how's your day? And then one lady's like, I beg your pardon? And then her husband's like, ah, damn it, Pearl, he's deaf. Can't you tell that? Yeah, look, here, I started sign language. So he actually starts signing in front of me.
Oh, balls. That's when the jig is up.
So I go, oh, I'm sorry, dude. I am not deaf. I am just... So I look me in the face, he smiles and goes, that's all right, son. I don't know dick for sign language anyway. And then my partner goes, what happened? I'm like, I think I've been made a fool by an old man.
I just met my hero. I want to be him when I grow up. I
must kill him. He only won. On that note, guys, we're going to have links on the bottom for you to check out all the stuff we mentioned earlier. Also, be sure to check out Jake from Sound Studios. The man is seriously underrated. Need to check his stuff out. Also, be sure to check out League 777. Also, the respected shows. Of course, Z-Boy. I'm looking forward to actually seeing that now after you're telling me it's up and ready.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to check out, of course, YJ Abridged. Look it up under the letter Y, the letter J, and then Abridged. Be sure to check that out, done by League 77, featuring the very well-talented Lord JAZOR. Also, be sure to check out anyone else. Our good friend mgalusic, as always, for being an individual, basically got us talking to one another. He's the one that sent me your way when I was looking for voice actors at the time.
Oh, boy.
So you get credit there, Galusic. No worries. Don't want you mad at me, bruh. And also, of course, be sure to stay tuned to future episodes of Transformers Peacetime, as well as the debut of Mortal Kombat Cul-de-sac. And that's it. We are out of here. Anything else you want to add, JAZOR?
I like trains.
I like sex trains, too.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh-huh. There you go. Yeah, right in the book. Yeah.